Next is ordinance 40-09. I ask that Councilman Miller handle 40-09.
Thanks very much. Ordinance 40-09, amending ordinance 9-09, authorizing the mayor and the housing manager to enter into and execute purchase agreements in amounts not to exceed $25,000 in general fund expenditures and not to exceed $50,000 from grant sources on behalf of the city of South Euclid for the purchase of real property without the prior authorization and consent of city council and declaring an emergency. First reading. I move passage of ordinance 40-09.
Second.
As was mentioned by our housing manager, recent events have indicated that some of the properties that we're going after have really moved above the amount that was requested, $25,000. And she, in her experience and consultation with others in the department, found this to be a reasonable amount. Is that correct, Ms. Martin?
We think 50,000 is more realistic, going up to that point.
Any other comments or questions? Yes, Councilman.
Is this, we need to do this very quickly?
Yes, we need to do this now. Several minutes in on how.
Again,
I just want to address your concern specifically.
back when 0909 was passed, I didn't like the idea of getting into the real estate business and being a landlord and getting stuck with property. We have the issue with Cedar Center where we're now parceling it out piece by piece instead of getting full price. How's this green initiative going to work? Can you tell me, can you assure me, guarantee that you're going to get your money back when you sell it?
The money that we have for this is grant money. It's not our money. It's $300,000 from the abandoned property fund.
It's somebody's money, and I think that we should be spending it wisely.
And it won't be ours if we can't get a house and perform the initiative the way we described it in our grant application. And the $500,000 from NSP has to be used for rehab resale. It's a HUD guideline. We're in the real estate business whether we like it or not.
What are the dates? Let me finish.
David, I'm sorry.
Ms. Martin, the point, I want to get back to something my colleague, Ms. Goodman, said. Since this is grant money, that money isn't from the general fund.
No.
So it's money that's been applied for, and it's money that's been applied for housing, correct?
It was applied for a very specific purpose. It was awarded to us based on our application, which outlined a very detailed 150-page grant application explaining our intentions of doing a green retrofit rehab and some other issues, community gardening.
Ordinance 50-09 is an ordinance providing for the issuance and sale of $1,800,000 notes in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of paying costs of acquiring certain real property and declaring, and clearing and otherwise improving the site thereof to provide or assist in providing housing and declaring an emergency. I move passage of ordinance 50-09.
Second.
Moved and seconded, as our finance director indicated. The note is dated April 18, 2008 and matures in December 17, 2009. This is to renew the note for another year. Encloses a fiscal officer's certificate, which needs to be presented to council prior to consideration of the enclosed note ordinance. And that is what is happening tonight. Any comments or questions regarding 50-09? Yes, Councilman Goodman.
How much have we paid in service on this note so far since 2006?
Debt service?
Yes.
Not paid down the loan balance of the original notes.
So we haven't paid any interest?
No, we paid interest, no principal. In fact, we paid, this year's interest will be $59,000, so the prior year had to be, not about the same. This is 3.3%.
This is from 06, so it's 3 years.
07.
7-8-09, 3 years.
Hopefully things will change and city council can decide once and for all if they want to use the park. If they want to make the park larger,
Well,
or if we're going to sell it.
my question is that the language specifically says for providing housing, for development of residential facilities. So if we're paying almost 60 grand a year to an interest for this amount, and the legal language says it's for redevelopment of housing, residential facilities, why are we still discussing whether or not to add it to the park?
Well, because everything changed when this first happened. The market was quite different. We had two developers looking at it. However, at the time, we weren't sure if we really wanted to turn it into housing. A lot of the residents liked the openness of it. We had hoped that we could even maybe get the rest of the homes. Thought maybe with the foreclosure process, we could just, pick up a couple. But it just, the more and more you look at it, might be our only last opportunity to enlarge one of our parks. And with a lot of the school closing, I'm sure someone's going to be snatching that up. So I personally, my feeling is, and I said it last year, is I think maybe we need to have a discussion and see about making it park.
We wouldn't not be able to sell this, or,
Well, I think it's a discussion that council needs to
Right.
have. I think that we need to sit down and really talk about it, where we want to go. I don't think it should be just driven, I don't think I should just be driving the bus on this one. I think we really need a group consensus. I think usually you guys have some pretty good ideas along with the administration, and I think we should all look at it together. Originally it was, I thought housing, but it could be the last shot. And who knows, with more and more people enjoying the green space that we have, and these parks becoming so premier to so many of our residents, it might be our last shot. So I think we have to look at it and weigh it. Maybe even have a couple public hearings on it, and maybe take the year and decide next year what you guys would like to do. I think we're at that turning point. I just don't know. It just seems Ohio's always behind the eight ball in the economy. So if they're saying it's not going to back for 3 years, does that mean it doesn't come back for 5 or 6 years for us? I think we need to really talk about where we want to be, and talk about housing and planning, and use our housing study. Maybe just decide once and for all where you'd like to go on this. Like I said, I have a different opinion than when it started. However, it could not be the right opinion.